Hello everyone, my name is Halimatus Sadiah. My student's ID is 20018064. Today, I wanna giving my opinion about dealing with change to the news in Padang City is hit by haze. The government asks people to wear masks. Data from the Minangkabau Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency or BMKG on 4 October 2023 show 20 hotspots in West Sumatra. Of the 24 fires, 21 of them occur in Pesisir Selatan Regency, 1 in 50 Kota Regency, and 2 in Pasaman Regency. Saying this condition, Padang Mayor Henry Septa appealed to residents to wear masks. He said the haze would easily impact the elderly, children, pregnant women, and vulnerable groups. Therefore, he wants vulnerable groups not to be able to carry out activities outside the home. Since the appearance of the haze in Padang, quite a lot of residents have been exposed. In general, residents experience flu, cough, and irritation. I totally agree with Mayor's appeal because change is inevitable. Sometimes this can be positive, using a mask and can maintain our health. At other times, it can be painful cause make us unable to breathe easily. Often, the hardest change to understand and adjust to are the ones that are unexpected and out of our control. A recession, a global pandemic, or a major disaster, for example. Change of this magnitude can be difficult to come to terms with, but you will often find that your experience of them can be made better or worse depending on your reaction and your attitude. Change can be difficult because it can challenge how we think, how we work, the quality of our relationship, and even our physical security or sense of identity. We usually react to change in 4 stages. The first is shock and disorientation, second, anger and other emotional response, and the third, coming to terms with the new normal, and the last, accept it and moving forward. Change can be difficult to deal with even when it's for the better. The next part is how people cope with change. People tend to cope with change in one of 2 ways. The first, escape coping, and the second, control coping. Escape coping is based on avoidance. You take deliberate action to avoid the difficulties of the change. For instance, you might deliberately miss training for a new working process, or show up too late to attend a meeting about an upcoming restructure. The next, control coping, on the other hand, is positive and proactive. You refuse to behave like a victim of change. Instead, you manage your feelings, get support, and do whatever you can to be part of the change. In reality, most of us respond to major change with a mixture of escape and control coping. But control coping is generally the better option, as it's impossible to avoid the reality of change for long without becoming exhausted or damaging your reputation.